Alright, so starting. And it says I'm live. Alright, hello, it's Lil again. I'm doing a live stream for jumping puzzles today. Brew me and say, hey, I want to do jumping puzzles too. My username in game is Lilia Stone, seen right there. I'm going to start off. Where should we start off? Let's do... Let's do a quick one. Let's do Mount Maelstrom, Conundrum Cute. It was... Well, it wasn't a daily yesterday, but Mount Maelstrom was the daily yesterday, so it kind of was the daily. You got credit for it. Alright. And I've learned from the first stream, how to not do an audio loop, so anyone who's watching this and watched my first one, skip about a minute and a half in and you'll skip the audio loop. Alright, let's wait for all those nice fun spikes to go away. Wait here. Oh, and I tested this yesterday with a Mesmer. So going through the log traps we just did, using Mimic and then Blink, and then use Blink again here, and you can finish this puzzle in just minutes. But I'm kind of purposely not doing these guides or run-throughs on a Mesmer just to show you can do these without the Mesmer. Okay, that's what part I'm at. Mesmer just makes it easier to do these puzzles. Alright. Now... Alright. So let's do... let's do an easy one as well. Let's do South Sun. Alright. Okay, and now I've got it so I can read the chat. Yay. And I'm pretty sure that one view is me watching, so yay, talking to myself. Oh, so this will just be an hour recorded of me doing jumping puzzles. Woo. At least I know the stream's working. Wait, it says 2 viewers. Is there another person in here?
Mine. All mine.
Alright, well, let's go do the other jumping puzzle in the zone. Alright, and for this jumping puzzle, it's called Skipping Stones. We skip across the stones, and once you practice it enough, it's actually fairly easy. I will just note, even though I can do all of these puzzles on any race, Char is probably the hardest just because of how bulky they are, but this is doable on a Char. Just might take an extra few times if you're used to playing on anything else. But if that actually is another person watching and they want to join in, like I said, this is my username. You can whisper me in game and join in, I guess. If needed, I can switch over to a Mesmer to offer ports, but like I said, I like doing these as a non-Mesmer just to show off that you can do it. And today is the 12th of October. I have my Mesmer currently parked at the end of this very jumping puzzle if anyone needs a port and sees me online. Okay, well, Diasa Plateau is the event daily today, so I'll actually go do those jumping puzzles, which is 1, 2, I feel like there's a third, oh, 3, there's 3, only one gives a chest though. Let's do the one that does the chest. So, for Diasa Plateau, there are 3 jumping puzzles. Only one gives a chest, but the other 2, I believe, both have Vista points. Or Vistas. Let's double check. Nope, actually, the second one, I think, usually just has a rich, I want to say, iron node, then? Whereas the breach wall one has a Vista point. I believe all 3 are mount and gliding locked. Up until their entrance, anyway. You can usually tell when you're near a jumping puzzle nowadays, though, because it will say mount, or you're about to get kicked off your mounts. And usually those areas are jumping puzzles. Oh, come on. There we go. So I don't think this trick works anymore, but the trick I used to use years ago to get through here is there's a hole right here. Can't really see it though. And this used to be able to hug to the surface and it would actually show you where the hole was. But they figured that out. So the hole is right here. It looks like that straight down vine is about where it is. Just a little to the right of it. So let's go. There we go. See? are a few mobs in here, but not too bad. I think it's that crawl, one other mob. Oh, and a tiger's den in here. I'll see where that's at. Tiger's den is over there. Alright, so to get to the tiger's den, it looks... I'll show you when we finish the rest of the puzzle. So it's further into the puzzle. Over here. And over here. Alright, so tiger's den. I believe you're just going to jump up here. Yeah, that is going to be how you do it. And get to the tiger's den right here. Alright, but we want to get to this veteran right here guarding the chest.
I could outrun a centaur.
Alright, and then loot the chest. And then let's head over. Alright, so I believe it will unlock gliding like right as you're about to hit the ground. Oh, there we go. Maybe they changed it. Alright. Oh, there's the vista and the hero point you get at the end of Breached Wall. Let's head that way. Alright, and for the jumping puzzle we just did, that one will count as a event for a daily, whereas the other two will not count as an event, but you do need at least this one for map completion. At least I'm pretty sure you there's no chest at the other one. And this puzzle, you can run through it as long as you stay out of combat. If something attacks you, it will mess up some of your jumps. So I recommend fighting until you're out of combat, if that is the case. Alright. So if you know what you're doing, you can totally run through this. If you don't know what you're doing, I would probably fight through it just to make sure nothing tags you mid-jump, and it will slow you down mid-jump. Alright. Underneath the staircase. Alright, so here's the hero point. Down here is the vista. I think a mob spawned right behind me. Yep, a mob spawned right behind me. And I'm still talking to myself. Woo! Alright, so let's go do the third jumping puzzle in the zone. Which is that little tower up there. Oh, and it's a rich silver node. Not iron. This one, for the most part, I think you can make the jumps even if you're in combat. Just because at least I feel like these mobs have a fairly high spawn rate. Just be aware that you're in combat when you make these jumps so you don't accidentally mess up any of your jumps. Oh, gliding is not locked. That's fortunate. Alright. Nope.
Not my pet.
They got my pet. No. Alright, so we're gonna just... Okay, let's just take out this trebuchet. And while we're at it, I know that is... Oh, I need to be higher up, that's why. Really? Okay, so I think the reason gliding is not blocked on this, you can't really cheat any of these jumps with gliding. They just help buffer your jumps so that they're easier to make. You wouldn't be able to skip entire sections, which is typically why I at least locked immediately on launch of Path of Fire. But I missed launch, so I don't know if this that was the case. Alright, what's the next zone we shall do? Ooh, actually, let's do Fireheart Rise. This is gonna just turn into a list of my favorite jumping puzzles. Although this list will never be complete of favorite jumping puzzles, because they got rid of my favorite jumping puzzle. It used to be in Lion's Arch, kind of the long one in Lion's Arch, not the pirate one, but the one where you'd have to go climb all the way up, drop into a hole, and swim. It's got written out, or, well, removed, because they redid Lion's Arch after the end of Living Story Season 1, which was Scarlet attacking Lion's Arch. There's still remnants of that. Alright, so you are able to cheat your way to the top, at least to the start of the puzzle, which is technically here. Okay, you can... Okay, so probably the start's actually right here. So when you climb up here, jump this way. Jump over, jump onto the awning, and right there. This one has camera shakes on it. I recommend not moving during the camera shakes, just so you don't accidentally miss your move, and depending on where you fall, here you would die. Over here you'd have to restart because you'd be over water. There is a mob at the end of this puzzle though. He does have knockbacks, and if he knocks you back before you get the chest, you will not get credit. So I recommend stability, stealth, little both. Pet distraction's really handy. Oh, and he saw me! Hooray! I believe it's the big AoE that he does. That is the knockback. I'll point it out when I see it. That one! You can see my pet one flying. And why are you...
I could outrun a centaur.
There we go. Alright. And this one also has 2 mini dungeons. I'm not going to run through those today. I might do that next stream. How long have I been streaming anyway? It won't tell me. Alright, I'll probably only not go for another half hour. Alright, let's do... Also, give you map bonuses, which is probably why I like them. I end up doing them quite often. But the last one we did is a one I don't do as a daily, just because the end boss is parked there, so I'm not able to leave a character over there easily. Well, actually, I could leave him on the little scaffolding behind it, but I don't tend to leave my characters there. But this one here in Frostgorge Sound, I do leave characters at a rich mithril, the rich node here at the top of the puzzle. So that's nice when it's occasionally up there. It's on certain maps on certain days. I don't think there's a pattern to it, just occasionally there's a node there. It's a nice treat. Right, I did a little bit of cheating with that spot. Because you can glide, you're able to skip, I think, one jump. So it's not like it saves you a whole lot of time. You're able to skip one mob because of it. And I need to be out of combat. Alright. Although after this you can skip all the both veterans. So you just ignore the ooze. And he has one skill, the AoE you want to ignore or dodge. One of them, I don't know if there's a way you can tell which one it is, but one of them will freeze you on the spot and you cannot stun break out of it because you're actually frozen. I think there's an animation of you actually being in a little icicle, but my graphics are down too low to see that. Alright, what should we do next? Oh, we could do the Fields of Ruin one. That's a fun one. Why am I in combat? Tips for rangers: if you do this, your pet will sometimes like attacking things. And easy fix is just swap pets, and it will. The new one will not know about what you're fighting, so that helps. Alright, let's do Fields of Ruin. So, this is one I would recommend if you are a lower level player. This is where I have my level 20s parked. I don't necessarily recommend you be as low as level 20. But this is where I have them parked. 39. It's hard to get here when you're a low level. I will vouch for that. So if you have a friend who has a higher level character who can help you out and escort you here, that's great. Or if you're just in level probably low 40s, late 30s, you can probably make it here no problem. Okay, well, slight problem depending on how low. Level 30. This one though, when the screen shakes and rocks fall, stop. It will knock you back on occasion, even if you just don't stop soon enough. It won't always, but it sometimes will. Alright, I'll show you the way how to do this without gliding. Because this one you can cheat a few jumps. Oops. But not many of them. I'll show the gliding spots in the actual full video I eventually do of this one. That was one of the gliding spots. Although that one was just to make sure you make the jump, not to cheat any or to skip anything. And this stream is before the Halloween update. I plan on, for all just me watching this video, I plan on streaming the Halloween jumping puzzle as well, just because that one's actually my favorite of the two holiday ones, unless they added, well, besides Super Adventure Box. Super Adventure Box holds a very dear place in my heart. But I prefer the Halloween one over the Christmas or holiday one, because, well, you're just climbing a clock tower. It's really cool. And I like the timed element. It just, both of them have really cool elements. I just have a preference. What should we do next? This is one I was porting for the other day. So, over to Snowed Drifts, which was daily events, not yesterday, but the day before, I believe? Wednesday night. It was Wednesday night, because I was reading my textbook. This one is a pretty easy one as well. Low level. I have had characters parked here. Lower levels can be parked here. I'll show you where to park them though, because there is a mob that spawns near the chest. And oh, mounts and gliding are both disabled here. And before the puzzle there is a vista point, but the start of the puzzle is before the, or is right after the vista point. Although I guess you could argue it starts before that because they have mounting or mountain gliding disabled already. But if you are under, what level are they? Under level 19, if you feel confident enough to solo a veteran, and the veteran is a different type of veteran each time. The Char, I believe, uses a pistol and something else as the weapon, so reflex or something for reflex would be handy. You could totally do this, but he does. It's a different veteran. I think there's 2 or 3 different veterans it can be. So the jumping puzzle chest is here. The gate will open up after you beat the veteran.
All mine.
And this is where I recommend you park your low levels. The sparks that are here are non-hostile, so they will not attack you. But once you go into here, the veteran who spawns right there in front of the puzzle, or in front of the chest, will walk down here and will attack anyone, especially anyone who goes AFK, like right around here, because they think the veteran's gone. Walk away, and since I'm parked here reading my textbook and doing ports, I end up resing them like 4 times. Alright, what's one I didn't do? No, I'll do that one. I need to look up how to do one room of that one. Ooh, this one's fun. So this puzzle that we're going to do was actually almost my first puzzle that I did. I actually filmed this one first. And then decided to go in a different order. I also rambled a lot and didn't like that. I think I still have the video somewhere. Alright. Perfect. So this is one that will occasionally be the daily, and when it's the daily it's really easy to do because there's a lot of people helping out. So you need to pick up a total of 3 boulders. Come on. Mounts are unlocked up until you get to the actual jumping puzzle part. which I will say makes soloing this part a lot easier. Before you had to get the far one, then the medium one, or distance one, and then you can get the short one and run to the door before the boulders despawned. Now you can do it pretty leisurely since... No. There we go. You can do it pretty leisurely since you can just mount and jump through. So this one has 2 puzzles. Or 2 achievements. So the first one is you jump across these little boulders and do what I'm going to do. The second one is you mess up on this part. So as you see, the rocks fall if you end up stepping in the wrong spot. You fall down there, you end up getting a separate achievement because you end up dying and the pirate gets his revenge. So he pretty much is like, mwahaha, I got my revenge, mwahaha. For this one, it's actually really easy. So you just want to keep heading west. As long as you're heading west, you're heading in the right direction. But avoid the red circles because they are spike traps. Alright, and once you start going downhill, that is when everything starts being locked. See, gliding is already locked. Now mounts are. I believe there's 3 tunnels that lead to here. 1. I feel like there's at least 3. Okay, pet, come back.
Come here.
Still just talking to me. Oh, no. My screen froze for a second. Don't know if you saw that. But you do need to make a full jump right where I messed up. Like keep holding down the W or whichever direction button you're using or method you're using. And I like aiming for the little T, the intersection part on that spot. There we go. That wasn't the button I wanted. There we go. Skip straight to the chest.
Come here.
Alright, so there's that one. No. I did that one already for you guys. I did Metric Province in the last one. This one I actually don't think has one. And no one in the stream to recommend anything. Alright, I'll do my last favorite one and log off then. Well, it is a Friday night.
You look like you could handle some drakes.
Alright, well, if I didn't mention this last time I streamed, because I know I did this puzzle last time oh no, I started after this part last time I streamed. So,
Outrun a centaur.
I originally started streaming, I think it's in the first attempt of streaming. That or I started right when I got to the entrance. But there's this farming spot right here on the way to my favorite jumping puzzle. One of my favorite jumping puzzles. It's this statue. Melandru? Is it Melandru? Yeah, it is Melandru. Alright, so as long as this one is an uncontested statue, which you can tell if it's contested if this temple is contested or not. And if it is contested, there should be a group eventually forming to take it back, especially if Cursed Shore is a daily. Or I've noticed if Vials of Blood are the map reward for that zone, then everyone's in there. Which I don't think it is. Nope, Fish's Claws. Where is Blood this week? I guess they skipped Blood this week. And this is Entree of Adjournment? Adjournment? Or it's also known in my head as the not the orb jumping puzzle in Malcor's Leap. What the? There we go. Let's go into the bank. So all of these little chests, they drop either materials that can go into your materials bank, or I've noticed harvesting supplies in order to get more materials. Earlier I got a Ori sickle? Was it an Ori sickle? Yes. Orichalcum harvesting sickle. Which if you hadn't noticed, I have the first gen of unlimited harvesting items, so I actually don't need any of those on this character, but I do give them away to my alts, and they use them. But if you I have not seen that drop in a while, so, and I run this one fairly frequently, so don't bank on getting those off of these sorts of jumping puzzles, but it'll save you a little bit of karma if you decide to, if you happen to get one. Still no one here, so I guess I'll just port over to Lion's Arch and log off. So it was nice chatting to myself for probably about an hour. If anyone decides to watch this and go all the way to the end, or make it to the end, what day of the week is that? 16th. That'll be Wednesday. Oh, that's Wednesday. Wow. I will probably... No, that's Tuesday. That's Tuesday, my bad. I actually might do that Tuesday on the first day, as that's my day off from work. So after reset, you might see me streaming that. I have one subscriber. They could join me if they're not doing the puzzle themselves. Alright, well, have a good night. I'll just me watching. If anyone decides to watch this, feel free to like, comment, subscribe maybe.